Conversation with Our God Self, the Function of a Guru. April 29, 2013. Dearest friends, there is a widespread misunderstanding about the function of a guru, especially in the New Age community. This conversation with Our God Self is aimed to bring greater clarity into this. But before the actual conversation, it is perhaps first necessary to clarify why I call it Our God Self, and not My God Self. Some of you might wonder about it. And I never really discussed this before. It is simply a matter of definition. The God Self in my messages is the one self of all things, beings and happenings, the one source and divine consciousness of all creation, that is paradoxically also appearing as individual form and consciousness. So if you believe it should be My God Self, then you are coming from the point of view of your own higher self, which is the higher mind of your incarnate identity. As such, it is still an individual being, even if appearing in subtle form. Whereas Source is the substance, the alchemist's prima materia, the mother, from which even the higher mind or the higher self is arising. As Our God Self is the oneness of us all, it naturally can speak to every heart, because it dwells at the core of every being. I hope this serves your better understanding. In the following conversation, I asked Our God Self about the importance and function of the spiritual master. As we know, in the New Age movement, spiritual masters are no longer in. Because everybody seems to know already that they are their own masters and do not need anybody outside of themselves to teach. This is of course very true, in case one is really in touch with their own inner master or very source. But there is often a confusion about mind and feeling, the mental substance that is arising in consciousness, and pure consciousness itself, which is the domain of mere feeling or feeling attention. This confusion can lead to the idea that merely thinking one's self is already being in touch with it. But what happens in this case is that one has created an idea of the self, but which is not the self itself. Many members of the New Age philosophy are making this error. It requires a self-transcending practice, self-written with a small s, deep insight, self-understanding and actual self-inquiry to a degree, to come truly in contact with the self, that is the mother of the higher self. It emerges only when the mind becomes still. When we release all concepts about ourselves and the world, high or low, and when we stop searching. Now the conversation with Our God Self begins. Question. Many people believe that a guru is not necessary and that he/she is a personality who enforces him/herself on the disciple and makes him/her dependent and weak. Therefore only weak people would be looking for a guru. On the other hand, it is traditionally said that God is guru. What does this mean and how does this work? How can an individual be the unlimited, the source, the all that is? Answer. First of all, please understand that a true guru is a shortcut. The relationship with a guru can significantly shorten the time of one's spiritual process and self-realization. From the point of view and realization of a true guru, he himself or she herself is not another. This is only the beginner's perception. For the true guru, only one exists. One self or one divine conscious light. Guru is a principle, a function, and not a body-mind, although it may appear to the external observer as such. Guru is mirror, is the divine force that directly appears, seemingly outside, to the seeker who has not yet found his/her own divine truth within. But in truth, inside and outside is the illusion of the disciple. The relationship between guru and disciple is deeply mysterious and cannot be understood by the mind. It is based on a love that is greater than the love between human lovers. And it is based on the truth that consciousness is primary and body-mind is secondary. Both body-minds, the body-mind of the guru and the body-mind of the disciple, are arising in consciousness. Therefore both are sharing consciousness, although the disciple is not conscious of it yet, whereas by means of conscious realization of the guru, his/her body-mind is fully surrendered to the conscious light or energy and is such transmitting it directly to the disciple. So a sacred spiritual transmission is taking place in this relationship that is able to awaken the seeker to his/her own truth within. However, this truth is not found in the body-mind. The body-mind only possesses portals that provide an opening into a higher reality. In this reality, consciousness and light or energy, the male and female aspect of the divine, are one. In the ancient Indian spiritual tradition, it is called the unity of Shiva Shakti. Question: how is it possible that the realization of the Guru tends to continue to influence the disciple, even when they are physically apart or when the Guru left the body and even returned to Source itself? Answer: it happens by intention of the Guru, based on grace and blessing. The Guru magnifies the awareness of self in the disciple, and he recognizes therefore in contemplation his own self in the Guru. If the recognition is true, it is very powerful, as it provokes the Guru's spirit force upon the disciple, which initiates profound and palpable changes in his body-mind, while it also alters the DNA and molecular structure. The body-mind of the Guru disappears in the disciple's deep and self-forgetting contemplation of the Guru, and only the one self remains. What the disciple first recognizes in the Guru, he discovers ultimately in and as himself. When the disciple, by the grace of the Guru, who is his own self, finally comes to understand by direct knowing that there is only one self, one radiant consciousness, and not two, she acknowledges it as her own. This recognition requires the understanding of one's own body-mind and the permanent capability to transcend it. Then the Guru has fulfilled her purpose. But the love between Guru and disciple continues eternally. Channeled by Utapasagaru Del. RadiantlyHappy.blogspot.com. Beloved friends, here ends the conversation. That was rather an experience of deep felt awe, great stillness and eternal love. It is my wish that you can feel it too. Much love to you all. Ute.